Hello, Nigel Sarbatts, co-founder of the Independent Impact Awards with Rod Cartwright and also the founder of the PR Cavalry. Um, Joined here by Hayley Knight, one of our winners from 2025 and one of a number of video interviews we're doing with winners. Um, so delighted you could join us, Hayley. I'm going to ask you the same five questions that we've been asking all the winners who are taking part in this. And but first, I'll ask you about what led you to go freelance, independent, and then just to describe the kind of work you do and the kind of clients you work with, and then we'll go into the five questions. So, Hayley, welcome. Tell us what led you to go independent.
Hi there. Thank you so much for having me. And it's an honor to be listed in the Independent Impact Awards. I went independent because, for various reasons, I wanted to build something and work with companies and individuals that reflected my values. And I'm very invested in trying to make a difference. I work with social impact clients, specifically in purpose-driven companies. And it just allows being independent just allows me to be selective of that process. Um, Also, I have ADHD. I work to the rhythm of my own drum. Um, and I much prefer working independently as much as I love collaborative processes and teamwork, being able to make my own decisions, being able to work with the clients that I'm passionate about and the campaigns that I love. It just being independent really spoke to me like that. I also wanted to challenge the gender disparity within the PR industry, and sort of step into a more managerial role as such, and boost and close that gender gap, as well as work with other industry professionals and partners in order to be able to do that and sort of provide more access into the industry. I also love the freedom that being independent gives me. I work remotely, and I can work when I'm in a position where I can work from wherever I want in the world, and that's I think that's something that really you, was the main sort of pull for me.
Okay. And what kind of clients do you work with at the moment?
So I work specifically with social impact companies. So it varies. I work with a climate change charity that works towards protecting the Amazon rainforest. I work with Kinship, the charity that helps fund and support family members that have to step in when their children, the parents can't look after the children. A charity that's very close to my heart because I was in that situation as a child. I work with the neurodivergent inclusion company. Um, I work with Camp Wildfire, which is the festival that helps children and adults reconnect with nature and learn new skills. I work with a vegan spa. It varies, but it makes every day different.
Okay, great, thank you. So we'll go into the five questions now. And so question one is, what did it mean to you to be included in the inaugural Independent Impact 50 and why?
It's a great question. I'm still shocked that I was included. It really is such an honor. I think it really helped me feel good about the work that I did and that I was on the right track. It sort of recognized the purpose that I have, base being independent, but also making the changes and driving the campaigns that I developed to make a real difference.
Yeah.
It validated that. It validated the work that I do. Um, it's also for me like to be part of it really important because it is working towards similar goals to I'm working with in terms of pushing for change within the industry that really needs to happen. So I'm really, really proud to be a part of that. And it's such an incredible community. And being part of that community is a real privilege. So thank you.
Thank you. Um, and so second question is, what behaviors by clients have most surprised you since going independent, be they positive or less so?
I think very positive. I think everyone has been incredibly supportive. I've been able to bring clients over to become an independent, which has been really nice. I think one of the biggest fears that I had was not only going independent, but saying, I'm a remote worker. I work around the world. I go to all of these different countries. I'm not always in the UK. And I thought that that would be a really big obstacle.
Mm.
And it's actually been really rewarding. And the response I've had has been really, really positive. And I've had a couple of clients that have actually been so inspired by the remote work that they have shut down their offices and made the entire team remote.
Right.
And one of my big campaigns is pushing towards more remote working and flexible working. So that's been really nice.
Okay. Thank you. So, question three is imagine you're having lunch with the CEOs of the CIPR and the PRCA. What's the one thing you want them to understand about practicing as an independent and about the role and importance of the independent sector overall?
I think that there's a real sort of misunderstanding that independents are smaller or a sector of big agencies
Mm,
and are there to support the big agencies. And I think that I would want them to know that sort of being independent is incredibly dynamic.
mm,
That we aren't just there to support the role of agencies. We do our own work. We're making our own path. We're making like real change within the industry and for our clients. And
yeah.
I would really love that to be recognized more. And the skill sets that independents bring as well in terms of flexibility, agility, new ideas, fresh perspectives, and also like I have the most strongest relationships with clients being independent, and more so than when I work for agencies or brand side.
Mm,
And that's really that those relationships are really valuable, and it's I think yeah, just all of those to be more recognized.
yeah.
And also as well, just to sort of address the challenges that not only the industry faces, but independents face from funding and community, and sort of even things like that independents wouldn't necessarily get that we would get at agencies like healthcare and childcare and things like that. So just to sort of addressing those challenges and see what the solutions could be.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And next question is, you meet yourself as you're weighing up whether to go solo, whether to go it alone. What do you say to Hayley then?
I love this question because I literally think about it every day. I was terrified when I went solo. When I went independent, it was the scariest thing. I had 6 months worth of therapy to convince me to go solo, to convince me to pack up a solid career and money and everything that was stable in my life to sort of step into the unknown. And at the same time as well, it was during COVID, I was making these decisions. Then I went traveling, and then it was like just so much upheaval that I was
Mm.
facing, and it was really scary. And honestly, if I went back, I'd be like, just do it. The other side is so much better. Um, I have been able to work with the most incredible clients.
Mm,
I have been able to drive real change. Um, really stick to my values. Like I get up every morning excited for work, excited to see what's coming. Yes, it's stressful. Of course, it's PR is stressful wherever you work, but just being able to sort of work to my own timeline and develop my own ideas and work on like I obviously work with other freelancers and just having that community. It's so much more fulfilling than my previous work. I would just say, just do it. Just step over the line, jump off the cliff, build the parachute on the way down, work it out. I'm still learning, but it's fun.
love it. Um, and then final question is, what words would you use to sum up how you feel about your business in the next 12 months?
So I would be lying if I didn't say apprehensive, just
Mhm.
because of the state of everything right now. It's getting harder to sort of convince clients to part with money and sort of relay the value of PR. But I'm also really excited because we are having some really strong conversations. I've got some really incredible campaigns in the running. I had a fantastic call with the charity I work with this morning called Earth, and we've developed a whole campaign around COP. I've got Movember campaigns in development. I'm working with Sustainable Fashion Week. Like the next like 4 months are looking really, really, really exciting. And I'm hoping to then be able to use that to sort of then build on new clients and like appeal to new clients and just the sort of, I think the conversations right now are very exciting, but I would be lying if I didn't say I was apprehensive about the future at the moment.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed. Well, thank you, Hayley. Always a pleasure talking to you.
You too.
And I hope that you will consider entering next year, the forthcoming Impact
Absolutely.
Awards. That is open to you, and I hope that you will also consider thinking of people in that your peer group,
Mhm.
who you think ought to put themselves forward. And
I've already got a list of names.
fabulous, fabulous. Well, thank you again, Hayley. Thanks for your comments. Really, really useful, really interesting, and
Thank you.
look forward to speaking again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Bye bye.